St. Louis. We're glad you're here. In spite of the snow and the, 12 degrees outside? It's really chilly. You think it's warm? Don't go to Florida. Yeah. So we're the Center for Spiritual Living, and we're all about change your thinking and change your life. In addition to that, we're about discovering who you truly are, the spiritual you. I'm Reverend Larry DeRusha, and welcome to those online. Especially we have, from last week, 8 people from France and Spain that have signed in.
Welcome.
Yeah. Bonjour, and in Spanish it's hola.
Right, hola.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Feliz Navidad.
Well, yeah.
Merry Christmas, everybody. I think it's really...
There you go.
Thank you. Yes. I'm so glad that you're here this morning. I know Christmas is a big day, and I think it's kind of neat that we've gotten to be adults without little children at home, and we were able to come and celebrate with the other adults. There's lots of music today. Larry and I will both be speaking. And I want to also welcome Stacy back.
Yay.
And Mark, her husband Mark. Yay.
Yay.
Let's just welcome her back because she's been gone for a while.
She's back ushering right
She
now.
moved to San Diego and she's back and we're happy. Yay.
So, boy, we got a lineup today, don't we?
Yeah, we do. So we'll...
Frank Sinatra's here. Okay, so
Are you going to sing today?
his alter ego. In spirit, that's right.
We have a great, Tim Lilly will be singing along with his 3 Rockettes.
Wow.
I'm not sure exactly what you call them, but anyway, have a wonderful day, and let's just celebrate that Christ light within. We're going to open up with a prayer and a Hanukkah candle, so let's welcome Marcia and Sherry.
Yay.
Larry?
Yeah.
Larry, can you move this down? It's too close to that.
Good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas. We had a missing Hanukkah candle this morning, so we found a replacement. We're going to take a moment and light the menorah. You going to do that?
Sure. So tonight is the last night of Hanukkah, and there are 8 candles. And so you start from where the newest candle is always put on the left, and I promise with left and right, so the left. And so you start and you light them all across, and I'll do the blessing while I'm lighting them. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Blessed are you, our Lord our God, King of the universe, who has commanded us to light the lights of Hanukkah.
Thank you. Yay.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Sherry. That's just a perfect way to start a prayer with the light. So I just invite you to close your eyes and just visualize that light. Visualize it in your heart as it grows and expands, that Christ light, the truth of who you are. Just as we pray, we're simply recognizing and celebrating the truth of who we are, the oneness with all that is. Because there's only God, there's only pure consciousness, that divine intelligence that flows through every cell of our body. It is full of light and love and laughter and joy. And it is who we are. So I just accept for each one of us today the shining brightly of that Christ light in your heart, in your mind, in every cell of your body, shining within and shining without, turned up like never before, knowing that we are all love. We are love in action because we are the divine in action. And I am so grateful for this truth, for this light that connects each and every one of us in love. Grateful for this center, this family that we have here, this beautiful day. So I affirm for each one of us the perfect day, a day filled with love and light. And with a grateful and joyful heart, I released my word into the law of mind, knowing that it's done for each of us. And as we say together, and so it is. Namaste.
Music.
Good morning. We're going to start with two songs. The first one, we want you to join in. It's a Holly Jolly Christmas. And the second one is Deck the Halls, which we'll do our own version of. You ready? Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Oh, oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year.
All right.
You're gonna like this one. It's fun. This one's fun.
We'll do that again.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
See the blazing Yule before us.
La 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 la.
Strike the harp and join the chorus.
La 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 la.
Follow me in merry measure. Fa la 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 la. While we tell the Yuletide treasure. Fa la 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 la.
la 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 la. Hail the new year, lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la. Fa la 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 la.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Come on up. This is our newest Christmas Day service because I don't think we've had one in years, have we, on Christmas morning? So Larry's
I
going to
forgot.
start. This is being orchestrated by the Christ Within. Go.
We're tag team.
Yeah.
So this is, it's called Is There a Santa Claus? The most famous editorial that has ever been written is the one entitled, Is There a Santa Claus? It has been reproduced in every conceivable form in every quarter of the globe since it first appeared in the New York Sun in 1887.
Wow.
The question was raised in the letter to the Sun by an 8-year-old Virginia O'Halloran of New York City, the daughter of Dr. and Mrs. Philip O'Halloran. The classic answer was written by Francis Church, an editorial writer for the Sun. Church undertook the assignment with reluctance, the story goes, but his fine craftsmanship produced an article that has endured and will continue to endure as long as children ask the question, is there a Santa Claus? We take pleasure in answering at once and thus prominently the communication below expressing at the same time our greatest gratification that its faithful author is numbered among the friends of the Sun. Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Some of my little friends say there is no Santa Claus. Papa says, if you see it in the sun, it must be so. Please tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? Virginia O'Halloran. Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They have been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age. They do not believe except they see. They think that nothing can be which is not comprehensible by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere insect, an ant, in his intellect, and compared to the boundless world about him, as measured by the intelligence capable of grasping the whole of truth and knowledge. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and devotion exist. And you know that they abound and give to your life its highest beauty and joy. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there was no Virginia. There would be no childlike faith then, no poetry, no romance, nothing to make tolerable this existence. We should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would then be extinguished. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. You might get your papa to hire men to watch in all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa Claus coming down, what would that prove? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign there is no Santa Claus. The most real thing in the world are those that neither children nor men can see. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof that they don't exist. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are unseen and unseeable in this world. You tear apart the baby's rattle and see what makes the noise inside, but there is a veil covering the unseen world, which not the strongest man nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived could tear apart. Our faith, fancy, poetry, love, romance can push aside that curtain and view and picture the supernal beauty and glory beyond. Is it all real? Ah, Virginia, in all this world there is nothing else real and abiding. No Santa Claus? Thank God he lives, and he lives forever. 1,000 years from now, Virginia, nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the hearts of childhood. That was the article in 1800, and it's still read all over the world. Which reminds me that Einstein once said, the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence.
Thank you. So, since we have now declared there is a Santa Claus, and actually you can see that he is here in this very room. Isn't he beautiful? I would just like to share with you, because last night, when I was getting ready for bed, after having an amazing Christmas Eve over at my daughter's house and with my granddaughter and grandson and husband, I was going to bed, and all of a sudden, Santa stepped out from behind our Christmas tree. And Santa said, and he wasn't real happy. He actually had tears in his eyes, and he said, teach the children. Teach the children the meaning of Christmas. People have forgotten, and Santa pulled out of his bag a fir tree, and he put it on the mantle. He said, teach the children that the pure green color of the stately fir tree remains green all year round, depicting the everlasting hope of mankind. All the needles point to heaven, reminding us to have heavenly thoughts of good. Santa said, people are forgetting that. Teach the children, remind the people. And then he pulled out this brilliant star out of his bag. And he said, teach the children that the star is the sign of promises long ago. God sent Jesus to teach us about love and to teach us about forgiveness. So the star reminds us of love and forgiveness. And sometimes we have forgotten. Then Santa pulled out a candle. We love candles around here. Teach the children that the candle symbolizes the Christ light in the world, and that we can turn within to it. See, the candle reminds us of what's within us, that light that shines. When you look around, you see the light shining within everyone you meet. You allow yourself to go, wow, look at the light. And if there's somebody that you're having a problem with today or in the past, just focus on their light. And when you focus on their light, they begin changing. They begin beaming. They begin loving. The light is so important. I think that's why CSL has so many lights around the building, so that we can remember who we are. We can remember that light. And then Santa reached into his bag and he pulled out a wreath, just like this big one we have on the stage. And he said, teach the children that the wreath symbolizes the real nature of love. It never ceases. It is one continuous round of affection. And that's what the wreath reminds us of. The love that continues. It doesn't stop. It keeps continuing on and on. So whenever you see a Christmas wreath, remember, it's the everlasting love that not only did Jesus have for us, but that we have for each other. And then Santa pulled out an ornament of himself and said, teach the children that I, Santa Claus, symbolizes the generosity and goodness of each of us. the generosity and goodness of each of us. That's what Santa's all about. And sometimes the generosity is giving that joy to the world, giving that love to the world. The generosity isn't always things, but it's that quality that we give. And maybe it's the quality we give with our things. How many of you love getting presents at Christmas time? How many of you just love being remembered at Christmas time? Yeah, it's an honor to be remembered. It's an honor. And we can do it all during the year. It doesn't have to just be at Christmas time. Because Santa symbolizes that generosity of spirit, the generosity that has within each and every one of us. Santa said, remember, teach the children the true meaning of Christmas, but do not put me in the center. Put the Christ light, for that is what it's all about. We are celebrating the Christ light. And then he turned and he went up our chimney. And I had to lay in bed last night thinking about his words and remembering stories that I've heard about Christmas, and how there's a story of this juggler, and he was in France, and it was cold. He was walking down the road, and he had been fired from his last job because he dropped one of the pens, and people started laughing at him and throwing vegetables at him. He was so depressed. And as he's walking down, freezing, he saw a light up on the hill, and it was a monastery. And he made his way over to the monastery, and he climbed the steps, and he went inside, and the monk said, you can spend the night, but don't make a sound, because tonight's the night that we go into the chapel, and we give our gifts to the Blessed Virgin Mary and baby Jesus. And if they like our gifts, baby Jesus will smile. And so the juggler says, okay, I'll just go to bed. So he went into his bedroom, and all night monks were going in, giving their gifts that they had written and made. Statues didn't move. Finally, all the monastery was quiet. And the juggler got up and said, well, I want to give Mary and baby Jesus my gift. And the only gift I have is juggling. So he went in, he snuck into the chapel, and nobody was there. And he started juggling. And tears just ran down his face as he juggled and juggled, because he was giving his gift selflessly from himself. And as he's giving the gift, all of a sudden the doors opened, and the head monk said, what are you doing in here? You're going to disturb our chapel. And just then they looked up, and baby Jesus was smiling, and Mary had tears running down her face, because he gave everything he had from his heart. He gave from that space of unconditional love. And he made the statues smile. Not the monks with their pious attitude, but the poor juggler who wanted to give the greatest gift that he had to Mary and baby Jesus. So today, and maybe every Christmas from now on, each day as you go through life, remember, we're here to give our gifts. Our gift might be one of joy, of peace, of love. We might find a stranger on the street that we smile at, and we make their day. Whatever it is, give the gift. Not only this Christmas season, but all year. 2023, a gift of love. Thank you. And now we have Tim and the girls. Tim and the Lilies.
You're just doing silver bells, right?
We're going to juggle a few notes.
We're juggling, yes.
Am I singing in this, or are we singing in the same mic? Am I singing in this? Okay.
I think you just, whatever you want to do.
Okay. I need my own mic. City side. sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of street lights, even stoplights, bring a bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene. And above all this bustle, you'll hear silver bells, silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. The bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day. I think that day has come. This was my mother's favorite carol, so it's very, very sweet.
Thank you. Well done. So, what are you thankful for? Think about it. What are you thankful for? Family? Health? Friends? Yeah. Prosperity? Animals? Yeah, your home? Great. Bees? Heat. Okay. Heat, running water, yeah. Flushing toilets, eggnog. We know what you were doing last night. Yeah, so a grateful heart is an open heart. And it's important for us to have an open heart. Christmas is really all about an open heart. It's the story of Jesus, and really the story of Jesus is both an allegory, it's a metaphor, and it's a historical story, all of which talks about, sometimes in cryptic language, what we all should understand, which is the truth is within us. In all the great traditions, whether it's the Hindu tradition or the Christian tradition or the Muslim tradition, what I've found is light and sound are probably the two most important ingredients into understanding the power that we have within us. One of the masters, the teachers that I had, said that when you meditate, meditation and prayer are the same thing. That when you close your eyes and you begin to let go of the outside world, you begin to focus more inside. And the more that your mind settles down, oftentimes it takes a while. Sometimes I've sat in meditation for 2 hours before my mind stopped chattering. But once your mind settles down, there's a peace that's there. And in that peace and quiet, there's this sense of happiness. And then comes a sound. The first time, actually, that I did meditation and I moved into that space, the sound that I heard was the harp. And since that teacher told me that the first sound when you're crossing over that you will experience is the harp, the sound of a harp. And I thought it was interesting. Each level of consciousness has a different sound, a different frequency and vibration to it. And the same is with the light. When you cross over, oftentimes my experience from crossing was first moving into the corner of the room that I was in at the time, and then the next thing was this bright light. It's described as being brighter than 100 million suns, which is hard to even imagine. But both of those are signs that carry us to the next level. And in our meditation, we can go to that level of consciousness whenever we want to. It may take us some time, it may take us some practice, but we can go there. And where are we going? We're going inside of ourselves, and we're going into higher consciousness, which is all that Jesus was teaching about. When he talks about love and loving your neighbor, he's talking about the high vibration, that high consciousness. His birth and his death were representative of the birth and death of the body. But they are also representative of the fact that you're never born and you never die. You continue on. And you experience things in different ways, in different places. Your awareness carries with you, because the awareness is the truth of who you are. That's the power of who you are. What I'd like to do is just take a few minutes and close our eyes, take a nice deep breath, and go into a meditation, and I'll guide us along this path. So sit up straight in your chair with your feet, both your feet down, so you're fully present in your chair. Take a nice deep breath. And follow your breath in through the nostrils, down all the way to the heart, and then back out again. And do that for several times. And continue to watch your breath, and as you're breathing in and it goes down into the heart, each time it touches the heart, allow the heart to grow in its luminosity, its brightness. As you feel that and see that light, let it emanate out from you, that vibration. If there's anybody you need to forgive or anything that's happened in your past that you need to let go of, bring it into this space. The power of the heart is far greater than anything that anybody understands. You have no past in this place. There's the present moment. Feel within you that love for yourself. Not the love of the mind for itself, but the love of your heart for the truth that it brings. Silence is far more powerful than any words or any concepts. light within you needs to shine brightly everywhere you go, no matter what's happening. Allow that light to continue to shine. And begin to come back. You can bring the lights up now. Silence is so important. It's always been important, but it's so important now while we're overloaded from the world of information. We are constantly bombarded with information, outside as well as inside. The mind loves to play all kinds of games, things you like, things you dislike, and it will continue. But if you move to the silence and you begin making that a habit, that mind begins to settle down. And over time, the mind itself moves back into its source, which, by the way, is the heart. So this is the time of year of giving and gifts. And every single human being and every single sentient being on this planet has come here with a gift. The most important message is you have a gift and you need to give it. And when you give it, and you give it from love, because who you are is that gift, when you give yourself from love, with love, that power generates a change on the planet like a frequency wave that just ripples through everywhere and everything. You don't have to get out into the world to change the world. You have to get inside to the world to change yourself. And when you do that, that peace and that joy and that happiness, what you've been looking for, begins to shine brighter. And you become the gift that Christmas is giving.
He was born in an obscure village. He was born in an obscure village, the child of a peasant. He grew up in another village where he worked in a carpenter shop until he was 30 years old. Then for 3 years, he was an itinerant preacher. He never wrote a book. He never held an office. He never had a family or owned a home. He didn't go to college. He never lived in a big city. He never traveled 200 miles from the place where he was born. He did none of the things that usually accompany greatness. He had no credentials but himself. He was only 33 when the tide of public opinion turned against him. His friends ran away. One of them denied him. He was turned over to his enemies and went through the mockery of a trial. He was nailed to a cross between two thieves. While he was dying, his executioners gambled for his garments, the only property he had on earth. When he was dead, he was laid in a borrowed grave through the pity of a friend. Over 20 centuries have come and gone, and today he is the central figure of the human race. I am well within the mark when I say that all the armies that ever marched, all the navies that ever sailed, all the parliaments that ever sat, all the kings that have ever reigned, put together, have not affected the life of man on this earth as much as that one solitary life of Jesus the Christ. You don't have to do big things in this world, but you have to do what you do with big love. That's why we remember. That's the message of Jesus the Christ. That's why he's still talked about. In every religion, he is honored. He grew up a young Jewish boy, and everyone knows who he is. We honor with the menorah because that's what the lineage of Jesus was. The miracles we talk about during Hanukkah is the miracle we all get to live from every single day. Tomorrow also begins Kwanzaa, which is a ceremony and celebration of community, of just opening your hearts to your community. So may you today continue celebrating Christmas and give your love to as many people as you can. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Would our prosperity receivers please come forward? Some of you like to give year-end gifts, and do you realize this is the last Sunday before the new year? So if there's like a huge, gigantic check you want to make, I'll give you plenty of time to write it. And I just want to also acknowledge and thank you for all the gifts that you've given during the year. Because of you, the Center for Spiritual Living is thriving. Because of you, we're still open, and we are here to celebrate love and forgiveness and light. Thank you for your gifts. And thank you if you want to acknowledge CSL as one of your Merry Christmas gifts. We would love to acknowledge that and thank you for that. And I also want to thank everybody that brought toys and that brought canned goods. We've helped a lot of people this winter. Missy McDonald was so excited when she picked up all the toys from the Center for Spiritual Living. Everybody just outdid themselves. It was absolutely fabulous. I want to thank you for that. And just thank you for your presence. And I know that you are the Christ light. I see it out there. So whatever is your gift today, I just bless it, knowing that it comes back to you, pressed down, multiplied, and running over. And for this I give thanks. And so I let it be. And so it is. And now we have Tim and the Lilyettes. Lillettes. Lily? Okay, whoever.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born upon this day to save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. God, our heavenly Father, this blessed angel came, and unto certain shepherds brought tidings of the same, how that in Bethlehem was born the Son of God by name. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Born a king on Bethlehem to crown him again, King forever, ceasing never over us all to reign.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect light.
Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice. Alleluia, alleluia, worship him, God most high.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to that perfect night. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing.
That was by the Bare Naked Ladies.
I want to thank you for the wonderful music today, and there's still one more song.
Yay.
And I just honor you for willingness to be here on Christmas Day and have that song just vibrate within our bodies. So thank you so much, Tim, and all your girls. So Sherry's going to move us into the Cathedral of Sound. Would our prayer team like to come forward and hold everybody in this energy of love and healing and wholeness? If there's anybody you would like to put into prayer right now, call out their name for wholeness, prosperity, peace, whatever it is you want. Call their name out. Put them here. And now call out your own name into this circle of light. Mary Jean. Take a deep breath. We recognize that power and presence of Spirit, that one divine energy, that wholeness, that perfection that is my life and your life right now. So I call upon that divine energy, that intelligence, to work through each and every one of us for our highest and greatest good. That each one of us remembers that this is a life of love, a life of forgiveness, a life of beauty and joy. That we're here for something greater than we ever dreamed possible. And each step we take, we move into our light, the light divine, that is who we are.
Allow the sounds and the vibration of the sounds to permeate you. Feel the energy within your body.
Declare wholeness. Declare peace. Declare prosperity. I am the power and presence of Spirit in action. And today, on Christmas Day, I remember this and I take it out into the world and I make a difference. I make a difference through love. I make a difference through joy. I make a difference because I know that the power and presence of life itself lives as me. And that little light within shines brightly. That little light of mine radiates out to this world. Accepting that fullness, accepting the miracles right now, accepting that everything is in divine right order. I bless each one of us, knowing that we step forth on this Christmas Day, renewed, reborn into that spirit of life itself. Today is our birth also. A birth into the most magnificent life you can imagine. A birth where there's joy and love and friendship and family and dogs and kittens and horses and chickens. And whatever you are attracted to, that everything is a representation of who we are. Whatever you love, that's who you are. You are love. So today I declare in this special day of Christmas that not only is it Merry Christmas, but it's Merry Christmas filled with joy. May each one of us leave here today inspired to live a new life, a reborn life, that we give of ourselves to life itself. I know this is so, and I know my words have gone out and that they are answered in all of our lives. And for this I give thanks. And so I let it be. And as we say together, and so
it is.
And now, Tim Lilly. Thank you, Sherry Lease, for all the weeks that you give us that amazing bowls. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I want to thank Jake, who's here almost every Sunday, that has us stream across the networks. Thank you, Jake. And Tim, that today he's playing Harold's job with the sound, and he's also the head musician today. Let's give him a hand. And our prayer team that's always so willing to pray for you. If you need a prayer, you come up here after the service behind the screen and you get your individualized prayer. So I just want to bless all of you and thank all of you. You are truly a gift.
So this is a congregational song. We'll need the words up if you got them.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King.
Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let all their songs
joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat, repeat the sounding joy. He rules the world with truth and grace and makes the nations prove the glories of his righteousness and wonders of his love and wonders of his love and wonders, wonders of his love.
Did you know that's from the Messiah that was written by Handel, if you didn't know it? Yeah. I love that song.
Thank you very much. Weren't they fabulous?
For those of you who are online, by the way, if you're ever in St. Louis, drop by, visit us. We'd love to have you here. And you can look at our website and find our address and times. The website is stlouiscsl.org and .net and dot and dot.
Let's do our let's stand up and do our affirmation together. I am willing
to receive the gifts of God in love, joy, and peace. Can we do it again? I am willing to receive the gifts of God in love, joy, and peace. Also, let's do it this way. I am willing to give the gifts of God. Let's try it that way. I am willing to give the gifts of God in love, joy, and peace. Yay. Have a seat. We got some things coming up, so you want to take it from there?
Oh, we do. Today, I would invite all
Can
of
I
you.
can I go sit down?
Today, we have breakfast that's going to be cooked pretty soon by Larry and me, and anybody who wants to help. We're having bagels and cream cheese, and we're having quiche, and we have an egg dish, and we have pancakes, and there's actually some frozen waffles. I mean, just eat everything we brought, please. It's a fun day. This is our gift to you. We shop for it, and we're preparing it with help of friends, and it's our kind of like thanking you. It's our Merry Christmas gift. Yeah. Also, we're still collecting canned goods for loaves and fishes. Please donate only products whose date has not yet expired. The collection basket is in the front of the lobby. We actually also have some more ornaments if you would like to dedicate an ornament to a loved one. They're $35, $50, and $100, and you put your name on it or their name on it, and we put it on our honoring tree in the lobby, and every year that tree goes up, and we honor the people that are on there. Also, probably the most amazing thing that's going to happen this week is next Friday. It's called New Year's Eve. That means it's 2 eves away from the new year. And we are going to have a big New Year's Eve party on Friday at 7 p.m. The theme is Midnight in Paris. There'll be a burning bowl ceremony, and we're actually having a dinner. So you will be fed more than just appetizers. You're going to have salmon and shrimp, and there'll be lots of food, and champagne also for everybody here. The donation is $60. It's important that you sign up before Wednesday. The tickets or the sign up is in the Rising Thought bookstore. We just need to know how many people we're feeding so that we have a plethora of food. And if anybody has a problem with money and still wants to come, see me. And we're always willing to buy extra tickets for people that need them. You're never turned away. Also, there's a new class that's going to be starting Thursday, January 12th, Journey of the Soul. It'll run for 6 weeks until February 16th. Larry and I are both teaching us spiritual psychology and Science Mind Principles. You can register in the bookstore, and the book that we're going to be using is called Journey of the Soul, and they either have it in the bookstore or you can get it off of Amazon. What? I don't know. They didn't write it down here. Tom, write it down next time. We also have cards and envelopes in the bookstore in memory of Reverend Bob Brown, who did our Course in Miracles sermon sessions with his wife, Barbara Eckert, if anybody wanted to do that. And if you did order your TJ pizzas, Maddie's not here today, but she'll be here next week. Or if you know what your order is, somebody might be able to help you. We have all the pizzas in, and they're in the back refrigerator. If you are here for the first time, we would like to welcome you, and there's a packet our prosperity receivers had. Would you please just raise your hand if this is your first time here? All right, welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh, there's somebody over there. All right, welcome. Thanks for being here. Again, I want to invite you to come into Scott Hall, which is to our left afterwards, and there's coffee and tea and orange juice and fruit, and come and enjoy